Hello there everyone, welcome back to another Gate Ruler video. In this video I'm going to be talking about the first starter deck for the game, which is going to be the Apprentice based one. We now have the full card list, so you can go and you can start your deck building and all that stuff, and you can have a look, and I'm obviously going to be doing plenty of that, so join my Discord server if you want to be part of that in real time, link in the description. But here what I wanted to do was talk through this starter deck and basically evaluate it, go through the cards and tell you, like, is it worth buying? So to start, let me show you the whole list. So there it is, and it's you know, it's an Apprentice deck. It's interesting. So there are some issues with it, and I do think you're going to need two. I think if you are intending to build any sort of robot-focused deck, then you will definitely need two of these. However, if you don't really care about robots, then you'll probably be fine with just the one. That's sort of my initial impression. But I'm going to now talk through the individual cards themselves, so you can sort of get a more full appreciation for why I think that. Okay, so we are now in my Discord server, and just a quick little refresher before we get into the actual cards themselves. So you can see here I've got deck building channels for each of the rulers, and the ruler stuff is listed here. So just a quick reminder, the level limit on this is 50, the deck must be exactly 50 cards, the counter limit is 16, and the legend limit is 2, and up to 2 factions can be used. And obviously you can't have a hand, your costs are considered paid, and you drive 2 at the start of each turn. Your ruler is 4/3 with 12 life. So that's the basics. I have a video where I talk about this a little bit more, called how to play each ruler in set 1. Check that out. There'll be a card, hopefully, or if not, just go on the channel, hit subscribe while you're there, and go and have a look at that. But anyway, let's talk through the cards. So there's a lot of good stuff here. So let's start off with Yoboko. So the first card here is Yoboko. So this is a level 0, 2/2/1. The on drive, look at the top card of your deck and set any card that can be set. This is a pretty good card. It's well traded. Apparition and military are useful traits to have, primarily apparition. But in terms of what's more likely to see play, there is essentially a clone of this in the set, which is robo traded, which is a significantly more valuable trait to have. But yes, either way, I'm calling them traits, attributes, same thing. This is pretty good. I'm not 100% certain that you would need more than the 2 that comes with this for most decks, but this is a strong card. Basically, a basis for why Apprentice is so good, once you fully build it, is going to be getting stuff, basically just turboing through your sets and gaining advantage and just being able to play them for free, and just being able to out-advantage your opponent. And Yoboko is a nice piece to be able to do that potentially, that some decks will take advantage of, basically, if you don't really care about the robot stuff. Okay, next we've got Sky Soldier. Here we go. Don't know why that didn't work. So this is a military robo, and it has defender. So this is valuable for 2 reasons. One, robo traded. As I say, it'll be a little while before you see why that's so useful. It'll be emergency combination. We'll talk about that near the end of the video. But that's valuable, and it's also a defender. And 4 HP is quite good. That's reasonably big, going to be a little bit annoying to hit over, and 2 strike means that this is a valuable attacker. 4 attack as well means this is going to be hitting into a good amount of stuff, so don't sleep on it. This is a solid card, good to see at 3. Next, we have got a really strong card, actually. Anyway, Masaral First Machine. So This is a really, really strong card. So the on drive here is it gets double attack for until the end of the turn, which is terrifying. By the way, like on a 3/4/1, this is actually going to have really strong clearing potential. This is kind of like it being a 6/4/1, or kind of like it being a 6/4/2, essentially. But more versatile because it can clear something and then do one to you. This is a very strong card, and it's robo and military traded, and it doesn't have soul, which is or charges, which is relevant for other stuff. And it also is synergistic with the whole Masaral package in the main set, which obviously we'll talk about in a future video. But that's a really, really strong thing to have access to. So yeah, that's very good. This card is very, very, very strong. Next, we have got a vanilla, which is this dude, this Guardian. Next card. So this is a level 1 3/4/2. This is military and robo traded. So again, very nice. You don't want to sleep on these vanillas. Now, generally speaking, you don't necessarily want to be running level 1s in Apprentice because they are in that awkward position of taking up, like, they're pretty cheap, but they're still taking up level slots. But you're paying level slots and you're not necessarily getting amazing stats on them all the time. This one's pretty good. 3/4/2 is beefy. That's going to be a little bit annoying to remove, a little bit annoying to deal with. It's got 2 strikes, so it's going to be able to smash your opponent's face in to a good extent. And it is robo traded, which is, as I keep saying, very valuable for the robo deck. Next is Kamaitachi Joe. This is a 5/2/1. This is a level 0 5/2/1 Apparition Beast. This is very useful for the Beast deck. This is useful in the Apparition based deck, and this is the strongest strike on any vanilla in the game. This can clear a startling amount of stuff and is valuable on level 0 because it's not taking up your level spot. So if you're going to go into any level 0, this is one of the better ones to go into purely for that clearing power. Okay, next we have got Imagine Front Armored Unit Jinrai. This is a 2/2/2 level 0. So this is valuable because it is warrior military traded, which is reasonably okay traits, and it has 2 strike on a level 0. To be honest, this is probably a card that will be cut though, especially once you buy your second one of these. This is going out really. Frankly speaking, I would prefer pretty much any card that's giving me more advantage than just a 2 striker, because at least with Joe, I'm getting big vanilla stats on that to clear things. 2 strike is not that good, and I would rather replace it with something else. Next, we have got this guy who has the editor here. So turns out that this was mistranslated, and I don't know how I didn't catch this. This is +1 HP, which is a lot worse than I was saying. You can see me probably getting rather excited here talking about this card. Unfortunately, it is nowhere near as good as I thought it was. Yeah, you can see me staring at it right there. How did I not realise? Anyway, yeah, point is this card is not very good, and that's sort of the end of that. Next we got Moment of Offense and Defense. This is, you can use this when an ally unit is attacked, and you can give it intercept until the end of the turn. So intercept means you basically deal your attack damage to the unit before it attacks you. This is a potentially very powerful card, however, it is going to depend on having something big and beefy to make this good. So of course, if you use this with a Grand Galak, who we'll be talking about very shortly, this is terrifying. If you use this with a Kamaitachi Joe, this is terrifying. If you use this with a 1 attack creature, it's pretty useless. So yeah, you need to have something good to use with this, but I think it's also a pretty powerful card. Do or die defense battle. This is use timing as immediate and choose one ally unit and give it 3 HP until the end of the turn. This can be really, really strong. There is, I think, better versions in the set, but here, what you need to imagine is you've got a big thing in the center, and like for example, you've got like a 5 HP thing in the center. Your opponent's probably not going to have one thing that can attack with 5 HP, so they're going to have to attack with something and then attack with something else. You flip this to give +3 HP to your center thing. Now your opponent is going to have to use their final ruler swing to just clear it, which means that your whole opponent's turn, they did no damage to you. And all it cost you was 1 thing in the center and 1 set here, which is high value. If you can use this with something like Defender, for example, your 4 HP Defender, which is not bad at all, then suddenly you are also able to use the offense as well as being able to get this. This is strong. This is definitely strong. Do not sleep on this card. Next, we've got the big boy himself, Grand Black. This is sort of the big boy, the big reason to play this stuff. This is a 6/6/4 vanilla. It is terrifying. If you slap this down, your opponent is going to be shaking. 4 strike is a lot of damage. It's a lot of damage, and yeah, it's super scary. Next, we have got the legend for this deck, which is Space Ninja Ginga. This is a robot, not a robo, which is irrelevant. Sadly, this is the on drive is Cosmic Slash. Choose one of your opponent's set cards and destroy it. If Space Arthur was destroyed, deal 3. Don't worry about Space Arthur. We'll talk about that in a future video. He's a card from the main set. But in terms of just destroying sets, this is good. Destroying sets is pretty expensive, pretty hard to do, pretty rare for decks to have access to. So just to pop something and then get a 5/5/2, which is very well statted, honestly, on a level 2. You know, it is a legend. Yeah, it's got Crime Knot trait, which is valuable for main set stuff in the Crime Knot deck. And yeah, this can just remove your opponent's defensive tools and suddenly turn your opponent's suddenly turn a game you're about to lose thanks to your opponent's defensive tools into a game you win. This is a solid card. I don't think it's one of the best legends, but it is still legend and it's pretty good. Next, we have got Recruiter. So this card I'm really not a fan of. I've talked about this at length in a previous video. The on drive is choose a level 1 or lower enemy unit, take control of it, and then give your opponent this card. Honestly, I just don't think this is worth it at all at the moment. I have no idea why you would be using your level 2 space on this guy. It's way too situational. You're just running a bad card, frankly. I think this card is bad. Blatantly, honestly, I think this card's bad, and I think once you buy your second copy of this deck, it's going. It's out. You're going to make some changes, and Space Recruiter is not staying in, if you can avoid it, outside of the fact that he's a counter. To be fair, you probably don't have many other counters. I think you might. Anyway, this card sucks, in my opinion. Screw this card. I don't like it. Next, we've got Coast Guard. This is Milky Way Coast Guard. So this is Future Men Military. So military means it'll be buffed the HP, and this is a level 0. And its counter is choose an enemy unit and rest it. So this can be really good. Obviously, if your opponent attacks with one thing and you check this, suddenly you can rest your opponent's Grand Galak or their 3-strike beater or their 2-strike beater. Basically, it's something that's going to heal and it's going to reduce the damage you're taking that turn. It's pretty nice. It's a level 0. It's not super good, but it's not bad. It'll definitely do in the starter deck, but it'll probably not be making the cut come the main set. Then we've got Space Dullahan. This card is it's really bad. Frankly, it's a level 0 4/2/1 vanilla. This is not good at all. There's no reason to run this at all. I mean, it's Apparition Warrior, which are 2 decent traits, but again, it's really hard to see a reason to run this with so much better stuff in the main set, and even better stuff in the starter deck. Like, yeah, I would cut this in a heartbeat just for extra Yobokos, for example. We're almost done now. On to the big boy, and this is the reason you're going to need two of this deck. Emergency Combination. So this effect counter, just put this in your cemetery, and when you use it, you set it and you play it if there's a robo on your field. This is part of the value why robo is so good. Look at the top 4 cards of your deck, choose 1 robo or military from among them, put it on the top or underneath a robo on your field with no charges, and if the unit on top is a robo, it gains charge shield. So if you put a robo on top of the robo, you give it charge shield, or you can just swap into something that is good, that's a military, if it's just going to improve your field value. You only get 2 of these and you need 4, frankly. This is one of the best cards because it's letting you filter, it's increasing your consistency, it's meaning your average is getting better. Super valuable Apprentice card. This is a big reason why Robo is such a valuable trait, especially, and I was mentioning Robo with no charges. So yeah, this card's amazing. You absolutely need it. And last 2 cards here, we've got Blaster Cannon. So this is a level 1 event. So this either burns onto your opponent or burns 2 to an enemy unit. I think that this is not really great normally, because burning 2, it's really not enough to do something most of the time. Burning onto the enemy is nice, but there are much better counters available in the main set, so I don't think this will really be seeing a great deal of play. And finally, Warp. The counter is just to play it, and you choose one ally unit and move it to an empty zone. Again, I'm really not a fan of this card. I think it's way too situational to be super good. It's possible I'm wrong, but I don't think I am. Like it'll be good like now and then, but it's a level 1. It's using up your level space, and it's just I just think it's not worth it. But there we go. So that is my review of the starter deck. Overall, I think it's good. There's a lot of valuable cards in there, a lot of staples, and you're going to need to get 2 of them, quite frankly, if you're planning on playing the best version of Apprentice right now, which I think is going to be using a lot of Robo. It's going to be Yobanjin Wonderverse, I think, is the best version of Apprentice because of the ridiculous tools that it has access to, though you are going to need quite a lot of stuff from the main set to make that work. But yeah, so I hope you guys found this video useful today. If you do, please leave a like on the video. Please subscribe to the channel. I would really, really appreciate it. More Gate Ruler content every other day. Zenonzar content every day. It's not Gate Ruler content. And I think that's all the shilling, so I will see you guys in tomorrow's video. But make sure you leave a comment letting me know how good you think the deck is. And yeah, see you guys then. Cheers.